is able, 4 or 5 months later, to lay her own eggs. It's an amazing story. And so here I have several eggs that have been laid by different chickens here at the farm. And you can tell that probably this chicken was quite a bit bigger than this chicken. So every chicken lays its own color egg and its own size egg. And so this probably looks a lot like the egg that you have in your refrigerator. And what happens, all of those eggs in our refrigerator are actually collected on the very day that they are laid. The very day. But if a chicken decides that she wants to hatch a chick, a baby, then she actually has to sit on that egg for 21 days. 21 days she sits on the egg. And she does something very special, at least 3 times a day. Besides, what do you think? What do you think the feathers are doing, her feathers, to help the chick to grow? I wonder. If you guessed that keeping the egg warm is what the feathers do to help that little chicken to grow, you are right. But she also has to turn the egg at least 3 times a day. And I wonder how she could do that. What part of her would help her to turn the egg? So, if you guessed her foot, it could possibly be a foot. But it is actually her beak. She actually turns the egg, gets up, turns the egg, rolls the egg about 3 times a day. And I wonder, why is that important? Why is it important that the egg be moved several times a day in order to help the chick to grow? So, you might have guessed that it's to make sure that the heat is even, that all sides of the egg within the day get the same amount of heat. And it's, I think, just good for the little chicken inside that's growing to be able to be moved a little bit and not in the same position for 21 days. So, today we are learning about chickens and chicks and where chicks come from. Now, one very important factor is that a chicken, a hen, needs a rooster. There has to be a boy and a girl chicken in the yard. So when they get together, each of them contributes something very important that comes together to form the very, very beginning of a chick. So, we are going to see what happens inside the egg for 21 days. So this pretty much looks like the egg that you might scramble. But this is day 1 after it's been fertilized, which means that the boy chicken and the girl chicken contributed those 2 important things that came together to make that beginning chick. So already on day 2, the second day that a chick is growing and the hen is sitting on that egg, you can see that something is beginning to develop. And you can see that there are veins that are coming from that very early chick. And we have veins. And we have something very important that goes through those veins that are this color, the color red. What do you think that is? That is already beginning to circulate, even on the second day. So this would be the blood that is circulating with the help of a heart. So on days 3 and 4, you can see that basically things are just becoming a little bit bigger and a little bit more complex. So this is all happening as the hen is sitting on the egg and turning the egg. How many times? At least 3 times a day with her beak. So incredible things begin to happen around day 5. Look at that. So on day 5, we not only have a heart that is circulating very important blood and minerals and different things to help it to grow, but suddenly we have the head growing and 2 very oddly sized what's? What do we have on our faces? That's right, 2 very oddly sized eyes. Now, of course, this is very small, and for this purpose, it's been made nice and big so that we can really appreciate it. So the chick just continues to grow from the head down. So it's beginning to get a body. And amazingly, by about day 7, it's beginning to really have its full body, and it's, can you tell, it's got its little tiny wings. It has its little tiny wings. It's amazing after just 1 week of growing inside the egg. And look at it. It's really, really changing in there. It's so incredible. Where it started and just a little over a week old, it has a beak, and everything is becoming more proportional, which means that it's beginning to take the shape, the real shape of the chick. And so now it's just going to be growing, you know, kind of plumping up. So here's day 10. Day 11. Day 12. Now something really pretty cool starts to happen around the 13th day. And I wonder if you can see what is starting to cover this little baby chick inside. It is its feathers. So feathers start to grow around the 13th day inside the egg. So it's going to be just basically growing. So here's day 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So who remembers how many days it takes for the chick to grow? 21. So what is it like inside the egg on day 20? What is it like, my friends? Well, I can show you. There is no more space inside. No more space. No more space at all. The chicken is spiraled inside, and it has eaten all that wonderful food inside, the yolk and the white. It has gobbled that up little by little by little by little by little over 20 days. So what, my friends, is left to do when there's no more space? It's time to hatch. So what happens? There's barely any room, so it goes tap, 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 tap for 10 hours. 10 hours of tapping until finally, there's a crack in the egg, and finally it has a chance to break free of the shell and to hatch. And we end up with a chick. It's amazing! So that's what happens inside the egg. Now, at about day 18 or so, the hen does nothing but sit on the egg day and night. She does not get up to drink. She does not get up to eat. All the previous days she will get up and have a little water and have some food. But she knows that she really has to just hunker down from about day 18 to 21 or 19 to 21 and just give that chick, the chick inside, just a very still place to get up its energy and its courage and its strength to hatch out of the egg. So it's really an amazing thing to watch, as we've been able to do with the help of our little teaching assistants to see what's happening. You'd have to have X-ray vision to see inside the egg. And so, my friends, that is how a chick grows and eventually is hatched. Now there's one very important thing that I didn't mention, which is that a hen, to grow that egg, a hen's body temperature is about 100 degrees, 100 degrees. And so she is keeping it at 100 degrees for all 21 days. So, thank you for joining me on this amazing adventure inside the egg. And next time, we'll find out what happens next.